If you ever have any questions in regards to it, we ideally find out in March.
You guys did fantastic.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it away.
All right, I'm Lacy, Stauffacher. I'm with Interfaith, like she said. I am the director of the Kansas IDA program. The IDA program is a savings match program. You save $1, we match with $2. It is for 4 different assets. It's home ownership, home repair, college education, and small business. But today is primarily focused on first-time home ownership. There is an application process. You do have to income qualify. It's the 200% poverty level guidelines, so that a family of 4, you're looking at about $54,000 or less, and a family of 1 would be about $25,000 or less. So to get into this program, do know that if you're a first-time home buyer, it is going to take you about 7 months to actually purchase the house and use these funds. The program does promote financial self-sufficiency to purchase the asset. Once you apply and your income qualify, you go through a whole homework phase. The homework phase is where you are going to take an online money management class. You will track your spending and build a budget for 30 days. Then you meet with a credit counselor that we have on staff, and that's when you start your savings. Your savings can be the minimum of $20 a month, but you have to save for the minimum of 6 months. You have up to 4 years to save your full $3,000. Doesn't have to go to the house down payment. You can enter into home repair. As long as you're on the deed of a home, you can enter into home repair. Also, 2 people are purchasing a home together. Each person can save $2,000. Each person gets matched with $4,000, and that gives you $12,000 for the down payment. This program is a layered program where we can layer these funds with FHLB or any other grant funds. We do have asset-specific training for each of our assets and being purchased. Home ownership, you do get first-time homebuyer education along with a home ownership counselor, which just really helps guide you through the process. We do have great partnerships, local partnerships with financial institutions. Of course, Heartland's one of ours, where we can just really walk you through the process and know what to look for. Now, on top of this program, we do have a city program here in Hutch that is directed towards the city initiative neighborhoods. I'm going to let Diane talk about that.
So yeah, I'm the home ownership program manager. I do work with all the homeowners coming in who are saving, or all the individuals saving for home ownership. I also work with the home repair individuals. But the city's down payment match incentive program involves 5 neighborhoods. If you're planning on purchasing in those neighborhoods, you could qualify for additional funds from the city. Those neighborhoods are Houston Whiteside District, College Grove, Creekside, Grace Arbor, and Southwest Bricktown. And there's a handout over here that lists all of that. I did talk with Adam with Hutch Rec, and they are anticipating another area being added in spring. That'll be updated. If you're wanting maps on that, let me know. I can send you the maps of where those neighborhoods are. And I believe they're on Hutch Rec website too. So the match does consist of either 40% of the earnest money and the cash to close, or $2,500, whichever is less. Now, that being said, we cannot give an exact calculation. Like, you come in, you say, I'm getting ready to purchase this home, how much can I get? We have to work with the lender, and then as we get closer to closing, they're going to provide me with some numbers that I can use then to make that calculation. So it's extra money, but I can't tell you up front how much it's going to be. You have to be an individual who does not currently own property. You must purchase a property in one of the listed neighborhoods. You must complete the homebuyer education through Interfaith Housing. So you would do our eHome America online education, and then we would have a follow-up counseling to that. I would actually do the application for the individual because I'll be the one handling the numbers. So you do have to agree to stay in the home for 5 years, just like FHLB. You'll sign a retention agreement that you'll be required to do that, and if you do move out, they'll require you to pay a prorated amount back out of the proceeds. And then, of course, to provide sufficient proof that funds are saved for the remainder of the down payment and closing costs. So that's all something I would get through the lender. But yeah, it's a great program. You just have to work through the numbers. But like I said, you'll get something out of it if you have anything cash to close. So with the IDA program, there's no requirement of staying in the home a certain amount of years.
The other thing that we could touch on is what not to do when you're buying your first home or buying a home and all together.
Well, I talked about credit, right? Don't do anything with your credit. Don't buy anything. Don't
go
buy furniture. Don't get a new car, because it's the closest thing.
I always joke a little bit because
kind of the process sometimes can feel a little intrusive. I don't know, that might not be the right word, but we ask a lot during the process. I always say I kind of want to be your best friend through the whole process. I want to know kind of what you're doing, what your plans are, so I can help guide you with that stuff. Wait until you close to buy that furniture or get that charge account. Make sure you're not overspending or getting a new vehicle. It's all very exciting, but a lot of that can throw a wrench in it and stop you from closing on your property. You need, even if you guys aren't ready for, like, let's say 6 months, come in and meet with us. We can make a game plan or start a savings account. We have so many resources at Heartland too to help you with that process. So
Especially with
yeah, like we're all connected. We want to help you just as much. And touching on time frame too, I want to add that your pre-approval, essentially your credit's good for 4 months. We like to say have a contract by 90 days so we can close within that 4 months so we don't have to re-pull your credit. So you do have time, as things hit the market and go off the market, things like that. So you have about 90 days.
So, I've never bought a house before, and I've never even met a lender until you guys really. And so I'm wondering.
Hi Sam, I'm Erica. Nice to meet you.
So I'm wondering, what are some questions I can have before I even meet you? I guess that I should have before I even
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know. till you
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
Honestly, you don't have to have a game plan. If you know you want to buy a house, just come and see us. It's going to be a conversation at that point. What I like to say is, know where you're at with your credit. Do you not have any? How long have you been at your job? A few things that, I touched on earlier. So just come in and we make a plan. So you don't have to know questions or, be super knowledgeable. That's what we're here for. So just,
So what do you suggest? Do you even suggest they mess with Credit Karma? It's kind of like Zillow.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
I know, it's
Credit
like
Karma is the Zillow what realtors think.
the,
Credit Karma can be like 100 plus points
Yes,
off. So
yeah.
you can go in
Are
thinking
you
you have.
for real?
Mm-hmm.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. A
Suggest.
good tool, but don't depend on it.
Right. It's kind of like Zillow. Get in there, look at it, but don't take those all
Yes,
the bills, estimates
yes.
accordingly.
I might touch base on, have any of you guys seen like the self-reporting bills that you can do? Like you can self-report your cell phone bill or your Westar bill or whatever, and I think it's Experian that is like, okay, if you do this, then we can help you build your credit, which is true, because then it reports, as long as you're making those payments, current and everything, then it'll report on time. However, I've had some people to where they have their auto loan, their mortgage, some different credit cards, but then they have these 5 utility bills that are showing up and we can't exclude them. So their debt to income hurt them to where they couldn't qualify because of that. So it's a great resource for helping to build credit, but I wouldn't look at it as a long-term solution because then it could affect debt to income. Especially sometimes people are like, it's a student loan that, if they didn't have that, then that could make all the difference in the world. But we have to include them into your credit regardless if you're paying on them or not.